Hello everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Scenes, your own hairstyle times. Today, we are thrilled to welcome Yagmur Delal Cengiz for our new episode. Yagmur is a proud graduate of Diyarbakır Bahçeşehir College Science and Technology High School, class of 2025, and she is currently continuing her academic journey at Brown University. During her high school years, Yagmur became widely recognized as a member of Team Delavo, a group of four students who won the Earth Prize 2023, which is one of the world's most prestigious sustainability competitions for young innovators. Together with her teammates, she co-developed EcoLaundry, a filtration device designed for washing machines that can treat and recycle up to 90% of laundry wastewater, helping reduce both water consumption and microplastic pollution. Now studying in one of the world's most intellectually dynamic universities, Yagmur continues her journey in a global academic environment. Today, we are excited to learn more about her experiences. Hi Yagmur, how is life going at Brown University?
Hi, Bedihan. It's nice to see you all again. It's going great at Brown University. The weather was very cold for a few weeks, but now spring is coming back, so we are happy, and this is showing on campus as well too. Yeah.
Thanks again for accepting our invitation. With your permission, I'll move on to the questions.
Sure.
First, many students hear about the Brown University's open curriculum, but they may not fully understand how it works. Could you explain what it actually means in practice and how much freedom do students really have when choosing courses?
I think we pretty much have so much freedom. How it works is like this. Basically, everybody has access to all the courses that are offered in any term, and they can just select which courses they want to register into and which courses they don't want to register into. And really, there is only one requirement. It is that you have to take two writing courses. So courses that are recognized as satisfying these requirements, not actually like writing courses to elaborate. You have to take two of these courses in your whole time at Brown. But other than that, the only restriction of freedom you have is what restriction you put to yourself. So if you want to have a degree in engineering, for example, there are 21 courses, so you don't have as much freedom, but technically you are putting yourself in under that restriction just because you want to have a degree. So this is the flexibility that we have. I think it is awesome. Like, I am not sure how everything works in all the other universities, but I'm just very glad with the open curriculum here.
Thanks for the answer. And here comes my second question actually. When you look back, what are two or three things you wish you had known earlier when you were a high school student preparing for international university applications and the university experience?
I'm not sure, but I would say in high school, I wanted to do so much. As in that I wanted to my goals were different, but they were a lot. I don't know if this makes sense. But now, okay, I should be, I guess, more clear. For example, I wanted to do competitions. I wanted to have a program done. I wanted to have clubs, and I wanted to do, let's say, 10 things and do them in the very best way possible too. But now, looking back, I guess, it could be better if I didn't do 10 things, but like 5 things, and then I could dedicate more time into those 5 things that I did. That being said, so because I know that high schoolers or other students that are trying to study for international university will watch this video, So my recommendation or like advice would probably be don't be stressed about doing like less to be able to dedicate more time into the things that you really care about. But that being said, I know that like part of a reason that I did the way I did things the way I did was because in high school you really don't know like it's um, I want to say in college as well, but let's just stick with high school. Like you want to try as much as stuff possible to understand like what you love and discover. And I don't know, this is also another thing. So yeah, just don't be stressed about. Um, yeah, as I said, don't be stressed about like getting like um, doing more things that you want. Yeah.
Mhm. I think it's really important to, as I said, to mention that when you do something, you need to be passionate about it and also have a primary focus on it. So I think this is great advice for these students and the people who are going to watch this video. And here comes the third question. During high school, you worked on the Econdry project with the Team Delaware and won the Earth Prize. So what would be the first practical steps that you recommend for someone who wants to join and perhaps get success from such competitions like this?
Mm-hmm. I think specifically for competitions, so not for the project. Like you can develop a project and not join any competitions, but specifically for competitions, you have to understand what's going on with the competition, so what they look for. So be yeah, for all the people who are watching this video, be careful about that. Just be yeah, try to put as much detail as possible into their instructions and like try to understand what differentiates like what is the like what are they looking for basically. um Other than that, the very first step I would say is if you want to work with people, I think finding motivated people as you are is an important step. Like I feel like this worked for me. But you can work alone, and if you do that, just maybe finding a problem that you would be willing to spend like put so much hours into solving. So a problem that you really want to solve would be the best thing to do at first, I guess. Yeah. And then in general, don't be scared of competitions. Like, I feel like this is a big thing. Like, when I was in my freshman year, um, I don't know, like, we would join competitions, but, and we would put so much hours, but um, I was just like, I did not really thought of, like, I could not think of a feature in which I won visualize feature in which I won the competition in freshman year when we were joining to that competition. So don't be. I just want to say that it is totally possible. Don't be hope like yeah. Just believe that you can win the competition.
Mhm. So as you may know, many students are passionate about this stuff, and many students really just want to have some kind of interest area and project that they can be furthering in many competitions. And so many of these students are in smaller cities or schools, and they feel like they don't have enough resources, laboratories, or networks to develop large projects or compete internationally. How did you and your team overcome these limitations in a city like Diyarbakır where educational opportunities, as you may know, are mostly limited, while developing the e-quandary and preparing for competitions like the Earth Prize? How did you handle this entire situation?
Um, I think so for projects like ours, the testing phase was really further away. So it wasn't the, I would say, just trust the process. So don't think about, oh, I need to test this. This will need, yeah, like just don't stress about the further steps. I would say because when we did Earthprise, we were aware that we would need to eventually test the filtration system and change it, test it again, and the whole R&D process. We were aware of that, but we still did as much as possible. We still completed all the steps that were available to us. For example, we did the 3D models and I don't know, chemical research about these filtration systems that would give us as much as information without the actual tests. So yeah, and then there are a few options to reach laboratories. You can just find a person and ask them how you can do this. Like, find a person who works in the laboratory that you can contact you to the person who is supervising the people that works in the laboratory. But how it worked for our Earthprise, so for the level was we just did the testing by ourselves. So we did do some tests that were not conducted in laboratory. So yeah, but yeah, some and then after the competition, we actually had like access to actual laboratories, and not before. I'm not sure. Just don't be discouraged. Do as much as possible, even if you know that there will be some obstacles, like more obstacles that you will face than you would in a bigger city or like in an environment of more resources. But don't let this discourage you, and just do everything you can. And then after you have some stuff, either after competitions, like after having some recognition for your project, it is like either that will help you in finding a laboratory to further go down with the research process, or just that you have a solid plan into what you want to do, and like solid presentation about what this project will be. You can show this to people, and just like it would probably be more convincing and like more better than not showing anything and just asking for laboratories, if this makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the answer. There are actually many students out there who are relatively close to the universities, and even if you are distant away from a university, there are still means of reaching professors and people you can contact with. So in my opinion, it's really important to, as you said, further emphasize that there are always people who are going to be able to help you out, even if they are not directly situated in your school. So you should always try to seek people who can contact you and then support you with your project and ambition. So here comes our next question, actually. When you were preparing your college applications, what were the most important parts of your application besides grades and test scores? What do you think has impacted you in this journey of getting accepted to a college and finding the right college for yourself?
I think definitely my activities and my essays. So this was the big thing. I don't know. I was very scared of essays because I think it is a great idea. Like it is both great that that you think some people will look on your essays and try to understand who you are and then accept who you are. I think this is like both great, but also intimidating, because then you have the thought of, oh, they will accept who I am and who I am, you know. So but essays are really important. I think especially I really like my Brown essays, and I think they were kind of the reason. I don't know. I have not looked at my application for like I don't even know if I have access to it actually, but yeah. And then as I mentioned, activities, because in high school I think like I managed to do some good stuff, some stuff that were impressive, even for me. I mean, yeah, I feel like my story added up in the sense that I was really passionate about the problems that I worked for projects. And then I was very passionate about school clubs that I were involved. And I also listed listed the programs that I attended. And because I mean, I really thought that they contributed to my both self exploration and academic well being a lot. So yeah, hopefully this makes sense. If you have any further questions, like I can elaborate more. But yeah.
As you may say, many students also struggle with writing their personal statement, you see. What was your process when writing yours, and what do you think made your personal statement effective?
I mean, my process of writing the personal statement wasn't, I would say, not effective. So I will try to, like, sorry. I started on my personal statement relatively later. So like I didn't have so much time. But it will always be relatively late now that I'm saying this because there are always some people who started their college like personal statements like before you, much before you actually. So for me, the process was very stressful because I didn't have so much time to put down a story that would best I think, represent myself. But I mean, I had time, and I think I liked the final way, the way that my personal statement ended. But yeah, just be ready for all the students who are watching this. You will need to write your personal statements. You cannot avoid that, unfortunately. And starting early is important. So all the people who are telling you to start your personal statements are not lying. They're actually being very honest about what you need to do, and they're giving you good advice, and listen to them. And yeah. Also, I think the thing about personal statement is like you are writing about yourself, and you need to know, like you at least need to know what parts of yourself that you want to showcase, and this includes. So this means you need to know some parts about yourself, and as a high school student, it is kind of tricky. I think like you don't get so much time into knowing all the things that you are, but just try your best. And don't be, yeah, I would say like the best advice that I can give is just like understand that this is a tricky process and give yourself time, and just like put so much thought into it, because it is not only the thought that, like, it is the thought process is not only required for writing, but I think considerably more required for actually understanding yourself and understanding all the things that you did in high school and putting down to a story and making sure that that story represents you. Yeah. That would be my advice.
Yeah, so now that all of these processes have passed and all of the personal descriptions and stuff like that has led to you to study at Brown, what opportunities have been the most useful for students that you think are the most useful when it comes to researching, working on entrepreneurship or sustainability projects?
Wait, could you say the start of the question again?
Yeah, so when you got accepted into Brown and started studying it, basically, what opportunities have been the most useful for students who are interested in research, entrepreneurship, sustainability projects, stuff like this, in your opinion?
So just to make sure, you're asking about opportunities at Brown, right?
Yeah, the opportunities at Brown, the University of
Yeah, there are many opportunities at Brown. Like right now, I am part of a program called Women in Business Academy. So what we're doing is basically meeting and and talking about business topics. And the whole purpose of this club is to make business topics more accessible to women interested in them. So there are many opportunities. We have a Center for Entrepreneurship, and they hold many events. They invite speakers that are really, that can be really helpful for you, inspiring. There's also a few competitions or competitions to secure funding for a project, or not a competition. You can just, there are also like applications you need to fill out to request funding for a project. But yeah, so there are many opportunities at Brown. I feel like in any of the colleges that you will go, there will always be more opportunities than you can put your time into. So there will always be more opportunities than you can, than you like. Okay. I guess that's all.
Yeah, so actually we have a final question to basically sum things up and provide the students with some kind of final insightful information. So when it comes to reaching the university process and starting that entire experience, what do you think is the most exciting and important part of college that people should know about before starting it? What would you say is that in your experience?
Okay, I really want to make sure, because I'm very confused about this question. So you're asking what part of college experience is most important, in my opinion?
Yeah, from the starting point, I mean, what did you see as the most important thing?
College life is I would say, from my point of view, the most important part is that you are by yourself for the first time in your life. So, but this is not something I would say really helpful for preparing for college. Let me think something that can be more useful. All the students there, if you get into a university, take look at their dorms and really list all the stuff that you need to bring, because when I was doing that, I was like, it's okay, I can, it's not the end of the world if I don't bring all the stuff that is required, but it may be actually is the end of the world. I mean, it's not, but it's just too much trouble, and as I said, you are by yourself and you don't want to be in so much trouble. What is, I guess, there is also that, as I said, in high school, you don't do everything intentionally. In college, I think there is more intentionality, because you really need to think about this stuff that you will dedicate your time and effort, and you really need to think about what you prefer, because at all times there are 100 events run by different clubs, different organizations that are happening all the time, basically, and you can't attend all of them, and you may even be not be able to attend any of them because of coursework. So you really need to understand that what, like, you really need to prioritize and understand what you care most about, what you, yeah. I would say intentionality is the most, like, one of the biggest parts of college life. So I don't know if, I hope this helps to all the, like, this is helpful for all the students who are watching this, but yeah.
So I would say really thank you so much for joining us today, Yağmur. We appreciate your insights, the ideas that you mentioned, and the overall college experiences that you had, and we are confident that your study will inspire many ambitious students who are watching this video right now. Thanks for watching this video, everyone, and being with us. And as always, it was Efsel Times.